Hello guys and welcome back to the Home Nations Championship. Today is Series 2 and it will be AOD versus JamieTD in Group B. Let's get on with it. Hello guys and welcome back to Series 2 between AOD and Jamie. The Home Nations Championship. We do see AOD in the north with the teal nod. And Jamie in the south with a red GDI. We don't often see Jamie play GDI, so it is fun to watch when he does. Put some music on. Bit of a background filler. Be too loud. The AOD going for a few more flamers than what you normally see. Maybe the right amount. 5 will do. That's a pretty good amount. Jamie not building quite as many early scouts as a GDI would, but I think this is just a telltale that he is used to playing Nod. Not too bad though, he will save money for when he does get the War Factory, or he will save money for the 4th or 5th ref. Got to be very careful with GDI not to overspend on the infantry and block yourself from getting refineries a little bit earlier, which escalate over time. So you see the crawl already going up to that north point. AOD putting on some pressure now. He's killing off all of Jamie's anti-scouts. Looks like he's going to get a scout in. There it goes. It's seen the MCV. He has been forced to build some grenadiers to get rid of this flamer now. Pretty much seen everything Jamie has. But Jamie has got this north point now, which is good. He's going to be going for that free ref strip, using the strip to crawl down to this south side. Jamie going for probably the 4 ref War Factory. I'd like to see it in a more defensive position, probably around here. I myself personally like this position. See, soon enough. AOD now pushing those buggies out, trying to get a few kills on the grenadiers. He's already had the scout. Flamers that did very well. They're just chipping away at the grenadiers. Best thing you can do with buggies, especially when you don't start with like an Apache build. He's now on that magical 5 ref count. A very defensive War Factory. It's a good spot. You do have to look after them. They are made out of wet cardboard. He's still poking away, making sure that Jamie doesn't feel safe. Trying to force him to build a few extra infantry and stifle his build order. In a tank, there it is. There's the first tank. He does want it up here fighting these buggies. So he's sent it now. AOD already ready for the counter. Got the bikes out. AOD sat on that 6 ref now. Same with Jamie. So they are relatively even on build. Same amount of power, same amount of refs, same amount of War Factories. AOD coming in with a little cheeky dive on the MCV area. I feel like Jamie's underbuilding defensive infantry right now. He needs a lot more minigunners. He's got quite a bit of money too. Probably get 10 to 15 minigunners to be happy. He is opting to go get the 7th ref before 2nd War Factory by the looks of things. When playing GDI, you do want that 2 War Factory number just to keep you alive, especially against bike dives like this. They're going to get that War Factory, take no damage. He does get the cell though, so he does get that 1,000 back. But AOD is dead set on getting that MCV now. And he has forced the cell. Jamie got the cell on that too, so he has got a bit of money. Looks like Jamie's in a bit of trouble. Sorry about that. Got to do what he can with the tanks he has now. He needs to make sure they survive. So he does need to guard them with everything he has. Just reinforce as much grenadiers and minigunners as possible. Keep these in the back. Don't let the bikes get basically what he's got to do. Hopefully get rid of the MCV before AOD builds a comm center and goes flame tanks. Flame tanks will be a game ender. See the bike side. Just dive in that tank now. Good from AOD. Being caught out a little bit from them grenadiers. You don't want to be losing that many bikes. You're going to lose the majority of them. It's distracted up the top. Tanks are pushing in now. Again, minigunners are better for defending tanks. Grenadiers aren't so good at shooting, moving targets. Taking out that hand and nod now. He's going to lose a bit of production on the infantry. Nice push from Jamie. Nice push from Jamie. He needs to just push Grens really fast now. Doing what he needs to. This is becoming a bit of a solid defence from AOD though. Jamie's still struggling to spend that money, even though he's got 3 barracks. I think if you just go mass minigunners right now, this is dead. And he could have just broke straight through this. Mass minigunners are pretty ridiculous. Probably one of the best units in the game for their cost, especially in close quarters. AOD opting for them light tanks. Some light tanks are going to do work against the grenadiers. Jamie's going to have to micro both fronts now. Does look like he's reserving that engineer, hoping he can get a cheeky capture. Getting that airstrip would be a nice capture. But if he gets it, he needs to keep it. Oh, he's going to get the MCV, that's big, because AOD does not have a comm centre. AOD's stuck on his Tech 1 now. Oh, Tech 1 airstrip, what did I say? So, artillery is probably his next best choice. Artillery are very good against grenadiers, because as soon as they kill one, they do like to blow each other up. AOD just playing it safe, just like he should. Oh, a nice big ball of death. Just want to get that engineer in that strip, that'll be amazing. Go on, lad. Oh, no. That could have changed the game a little bit, but possibly not game ending. Let's just look how many grenadiers are coming out from Jamie now. It's all he's got left. A little trick you can do with this type of situation is if you send one of your extra harvesters past the artillery, units generally attack the harvester first if it's in range. If you send the harvester straight past these artillery are going to turn 180 and look this way. Your grenadiers are coming in this way, you can pick them off pretty easy. It does force your opponent to have to micro the artillery, and we'll just go that back a second. It does make them focus on microing the artillery so they don't lose them all. But again, using that harvester and pushing with Grens at the same time, not too easy. As well as it's not too easy to break through light tanks with grenadiers, especially on a defence. We do see the artillery now. Absolutely wiping out those grenadiers. AOD's starting to run out of money, which is good for Jamie, because he can just take map control with the grenadiers. They could play the long game. Mass rocketmen would be really good against these light tanks. He probably has the money for it. He's got a lot of money. Actually, I don't know if that's bugged because it's not moving. No, it's not bugged. So sometimes when you're a GDI and you see Nod sniping your MCV, sometimes it's good just to get one Orca pad. Just try and get an Orca pad before they kill your MCV. It's like a last ditch effort, but if you had an Orca pad, you probably had 3 or 4 Orcas by now. These artillery won't be a problem, the turret won't be a problem. And it would force AOD to build bikes, and obviously grenadiers beat bikes a lot better than they do light tank. Does look like this is going to be the end for Jamie on this one. Played very well, but unfortunately AOD got like the dream dive. Sometimes this is why you don't put the War Factory and MCV so close together against a Nod. You do want them spaced out, so the Nod doesn't get 2 of your critical buildings at the same time. Now opting for the rocket men. A bit too late, but they are pretty effective against light tanks, as you can see. When they're not getting turned into a smoothie. Oh, just listen to that noise. Our rocket men do just annihilate tanks well. It's a shame they're so slow and they can't dodge tanks very well. Cost a bit too much. Cost 300 apiece, and these light tanks only cost 600. Jamie's starting to mine out as well. Knows it's getting to the end. He hasn't really got much choice now. Just too many vehicles from the Nod player, AOD. Al Welshman. Nice to see him try and use that centre pathing as well, especially with that engineer. Unfortunately, AOD was on top of his defence there. So that will be game 1 to AOD. Now, the leaderboard. Scoreboard, sorry. Oh, I got trolled. We'll have to just go into the second game. See you in a minute. And here we are, game 2 between Jamie and AOD. This is the 4 Rooks. I made this map with Lat6 as well helping me out. We've seen this one before already in the tournament, but yeah, quick refresher. There is 6 silos to capture in the middle, and it is a high eco map. Get on with it. We do see Jamie in the teal this time, and AOD in the red. They have swapped colours, and they're both Nod. A map like this, you've got really small chokes. When you're playing Nod, you do want to try and keep the centre as much as possible. You don't want to get trapped in your own base, because then you'll have to be forced to tech up in some kind of way to get out. See the sandbags blocking the route in the middle. Nod do have to build a rocket man to get rid of that. They probably won't opt to do that because it is expensive. They'll probably wait till they have a bike on the field or a light tank. You see the scouts meeting in the middle now. We'll see who pays attention. Like, Jamie got the first one there and the second one up the top. So Jamie keeping an eye on his scout, doing very well with that. Both players on free ref now. Neither player getting a scout on their opponent's base. Have a look now. But it is obviously a hard map to get a scout because of the tight chokes. Makes it a lot easier for your anti-scout to do their job. Already nearly getting in there. Right, we're going to be waiting for a strip from both players now. Jamie's is already up. Got his second power phase as well, so I think that silo put AOD a little bit behind, but not too much to worry about it. Ideally, when you haven't got your a scout on your opponent like this, you do want to send this first buggy to go get that scout for you, so you know what you're up against. Seeing the plane fly across is a good indicator that your opponent has their airstrip. And exactly where it is as well. It does give away the position of the airstrip. It's good for GDI players because you just follow that plane and you get sat on their airstrip pretty quick. They're already trying to pin Jamie in, but that's too many buggies to be fighting right now. Jamie just 2 steps ahead of AOD right now. He's on 6 ref versus 4. This is one thing I've said about Jamie already. He's a very good macro player. Once he gets his micro down, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, I think. Macro is carrying his micro at the minute. But we do see his micro improving, and he's going to be one of the best Nod players, I think. And I can't wait to see him roll everybody. Both fighting for that middle now, which is what they need to be doing. You don't really want to be retreating too much, giving up the centre. Now AOD can't push this because it is concaved. You don't want to be taking fights where they can hit you more than you can hit them. Jamie with that second airstrip way earlier than AOD. And we're getting buggies considerably faster now. Going for this attack, but I think it's more of a ruse to probably get these buggies in the back. Nice little catch on each of them buggies. The more buggies you do kill off, the more it escalates later game, so taking good fights is the best thing early game. This will be a good fight for Jamie, as well as that one he had in the south earlier. Look, he's going to go dive his AOD's eco, but AOD's got some bikes there ready for it. Going across this small choke's pretty risky. He's going to get surrounded, and there's no way out. I wonder if AOD's going to put a buggy on that river so he can't get out. He has blocked it off well. I think Jamie just needs to stand his ground and take the fight, take what he can. But he did get that ref, so not all doom and gloom. Going to be down on buggy numbers for a while. But I think it's kind of paid for itself getting that earlier second strip. They're not willing to give up the mid too early. Jamie taking very good fights so far, except for that one down here, but he did get the ref. If he hadn't got the ref, that'd have been a big mistake. Unfortunately, it doesn't go all your way as it always wants to. Things do happen. Have a look at the units killed. Relatively even, and they are both spending the money. But you see Jamie now on 9 ref versus 7 of the AOD, so he's still 2 ref ahead. 10 ref. There's now 3 refineries ahead, and he does have the centre control. AOD found himself in a spot of bother quite early on into the game. Neither player taken a silo yet. Interesting. Can give him a forward position against their opponent, or a more defensive one with eco. Jamie taking another good fight in the centre there. AOD's reinforcements are going to even the odds. AOD's also gone for a cheeky MCV dive. I think Jamie should be able to clear this up. Need some reinforcements on that strip. AOD has took the lead in kill count. Getting some nice damage on that harvester as well. It's always worth getting damage when it's free, because harvesters do not repair on this game. They will just slowly get picked off the more you attack them. You see AOD has opted for that comms now. He's the more defensive player at the minute. He has put a nice attack on in the centre. Jamie had got the south silo and the ref here, so he is trying to defend that as well. Bloody minigunners right now. He must be floating. He is. He's got about 4k, so it's always good to float minigunners. Build extra minigunners when you're floating cash, I mean. Do you see these extra harvesters going to where the Tiberium is? It has mined out pretty quick. Set that back a second. So as you can see, they are still fighting over that centre. AOD just putting out a bit of harassment. I was trying to get this harvester, but I think Jamie's going to clear that up. I'd say AOD's got the better position here. Jamie can't really push through that tiny choke. But he has managed to defend that ref in the south. He has got an established position with that turret there now. It'd be pretty cool to see, obviously because AOD's got these comms, he could send an engineer to this silo and then immediately put an obelisk down. That would be really good. That would cut out the majority of this part of the map. That's one thing to look out for. It looks like Jamie's probably going to opt for that as well. I think AOD's noticed it though, he's not going to have that. That's a lot of units dead for Jamie there. But Jamie's not going to give it up easily. He has sent some reinforcements. AOD going in for another attack on that ref. I feel like Jamie's taking poor fights right now. AOD does have a massive army in comparison. He's going to get one of the harvesters. Could get two if he refocuses. There goes that silo. So he isn't going to get a position there, unfortunately. So AOD's killed a harvester and killed a ref, so this harvester can go back to this ref now. I do see an obelisk in that south position, so AOD's not going to be able to attack that anytime soon. Unless he wants to lose 5 or 6 vehicles. Oh, the whole of Jamie's side's pretty much mined out. He's only got 2 technical mining close to the refinery left. Whereas AOD's got 3 or 4. He's got 1, 2, 3 refs still harvesting there to Iberium. Jamie also has this south one, I guess. Taking the whole of the south, which is very, very important. This is a very good position for Jamie. AOD noticing there is a weakness in his base, but I think Jamie's reacted very well to it. Got that hand nod down, got the minigunners out, and brought up 5 or 6 buggies ready to defend. We do see AOD trying to get rid of that south position now. I think they're just trading vehicles. He has won that left side though. Jamie managed to get an extra few turrets up. Might be worth selling the one in the back, because that's going to be useless for a while now. AOD trying to push over to the middle with the sandbags. Not a bad call, but he could have got that silo earlier. Currently using the range advantage of those bikes to get picks on his opponent. AOD's not interested in letting Jamie get through this top now. But he's going to try and get his crawling silo. Or the refinery. Looks like he's just going to take the refinery out. AOD can't defend this. So AOD's committed to fanning his eco out into the mid, and it's just going to get shut down straight away. I think Jamie could take this fight. I don't know why he's running away. Too many bikes to be fighting minigunners at the minute, unfortunately for AOD. AOD with 50 kills ahead. But I believe, like I said, Jamie's macro's just doing him a solid right now. Doesn't matter if he's losing more, because he's making more. Do see some kind of shift A move. He hasn't really focused on making these attack. He has now. Bikes getting caught in the middle of buggers isn't a good situation. It cost a bit too much to get caught out like that. Want to keep him 1 extra tile away from a buggy because they can outrange a buggy. His force is starting to dwindle now, but so is his eco. Still 50 or 60 kills ahead. See, all of these harvesters now long distance mining. AOD does have a blockage, there's nothing can get through yet. Even if his harvesters wanted to, they couldn't. Feel like continuing to build bikes this late into the game is not going to help you out, especially with your eco stifling. Jamie's doing the right thing, just getting the buggies out, getting the numbers, which helps him get the concaves, get these snipes on the harvesters. Cheeky little engineer. Looks like he's going to get that south silo down here. Perhaps, maybe not. The cheeky minigun has got in somehow and started attacking that power plant. That's quite comical. Here's another harvester from AOD. Look at the harvesters. There's no money left. They've mined it out. The only thing that's left is in the top middle and a bit in AOD's base. The lads are going for it. It is coming up now to a 14-minute game. You guys can't see the bar, but I can. AOD really struggling to get that Siberium in, but this is prop blocking him for now. The harvesters have to come all the way up here and back round again. Same for Jamie. The map is just mining out far too fast. I'm going to have to resort to this top mining position. Might be worth Jamie just keeping his forces up here, getting an engineer up here and just getting a refinery and keeping it. But it looks like he knows he's ahead and he's going to go for the killing blow. In situations like this, when you become the attacker and you think you can win, you might as well just sell your defences and go all in with it. But exactly what he did. Well played, Jamie. Well played. Oh, that super 7-minute mark. We have hit the 15th minute. Jamie knowing exactly what he needs to do. It's very smart of him. I'd put it to the top players to know to do that at that specific time. So, kudos to Jamie. And his harvesters just doing whatever they please. Trying to shake hands with the opponents. AOD could block Jamie's harvesters in here. Jamie has managed to get that ref in the south with a little contingency of infantry. Mainly from his turret selling. And they're doing a bit of damage. I'm absolutely amazed at how AOD stayed in this game with an inferior eco. And he's managed to get the better kill count. The minigunners are coming in clutch for him right now. I've done a lot of damage considering. Jamie opting for the bikes now. You do want to be going for bikes when you're the attacker. They help get rid of strips, they help get rid of turrets, tanks, anything defensive, they just mince through them. Once that strip's gone, AOD doesn't have a chance to win. I believe that will be GG. The hand the nod just for the all clear. Imagine they're just saying GG's now. Nothing AOD can do. What a game. Have a look at the kill count. Just under 800 kills. Amazing. There wasn't much Tiberium left. Right, let's put the scoreboard.
Battle control terminated.
Yep, Jamie coming out ahead on that macro. And AOD's better position in the macro just couldn't beat out Jamie. But Jamie playing very well on that map, using the silos to his advantage, getting that south mining as well. Keeping the majority of the mid contested, so AOD couldn't really push through. Very well played, so that will go 1-1. I'll update the skills, because sometimes I forget, and I'm a noob. I'll see you in game 3. Hello guys, this is game 3. We are on Forest Firefights. This is a map made just of forests with a couple of hidden paths, trees that are destructible. You can do that later on in the game, but we do see Jamie and AOD both nod again. This is a very claustrophobic map. You are going to be up in each other's face pretty quick. So them opting to go opposite ways is going to be interesting. An almost mirrored build. Jamie really going to get an infantry in this early? That's crazy. Oh, AOD's noticed it. But he's going to get the scout, which is big. Oh, left it. Hopefully this flamer goes and gets him. There he goes, hunting him down. We see a bit of flamer wars in the middle there as well. But Jamie got a good scout. AOD's managed to clear it up now. There is no anti-scout on the south for Jamie. You see trees burning. I'd love that stuff. We did see Jamie opt to try and kill the tree with the minigunner, but they just don't have enough firepower. It would take quite a while. You generally want to do it with grenadiers, rocket men, bikes, tanks, that sort of stuff. Jamie getting the airstrip first, yet again, is a little bit faster on that timing. So we'll get the buggy first. Can use that to go block building placements. Has gone to scout. Jamie now opting to go to the middle. Has got a lot of Tiberium there, so it is a good choice, but I feel like AOD is the one with the better position. Get harvesters on the north side of it. Jamie taking a nice little fight over one of those buggies. We do see a little rogue buggy coming in. He's attacking that MCV. Even just getting damage on this MCV is going to cost money for AOD, so it is good just to get one in there and do that type of stuff. Jamie doing fine, but he just doesn't want to go near those minigunners. They will shred buggies apart. There isn't much on the north now for Jamie, so AOD is going to push that area. Jamie now on 6 ref. AOD's 5. AOD's not noticed his MCV dying. That buggy's getting a lot of damage done. But Jamie is keeping him occupied. Doing very well. Even if you just lose a few extra units, it's worth keeping them occupied so you can get like a snipe like this. Oh, he's left it. Unlucky. Oh, it's got back! He's teabagging it! He's teabagging the harvester! Teabagging the harvester and killing MCV. What a chad. And he's actually got the MCV as well. Poor AOD. Oh, what shit luck. Jamie's still not 6 ref. We're still waiting for the second airstrip. He's opting to build turrets for some reason. I think he's just trying to make sure these refs don't die. But he doesn't want to get too greedy. He needs the production just to stay alive now, because AOD is going to be full out attack. Minigunners are a good choice, especially in this north position. You want to keep the buggies behind the hand and nod. AOD has got some superior numbers there. He's going to end up pushing through there. Nice turret, nice turret. It could do with just building walls around this. Just to stop the buggies getting in. Don't give them a path to get in. That's a lot of minigunners. That's going to do some damage. Push with a AOD. Push, push. Yes. Carnage. Nice hand and nod. Nice flamers. Ooh. AOD now pushing those buggies straight into his MCV. Jamie's going to try and hold out as long as possible, but he needs to keep this MCV at all costs. They will need more defences. AOD's going to stick it. He's going to go for the MCV kill. He's even the odds, but Jamie did get the sell, so he has got the extra money. Now floating 4k. AOD's managing to spend his money well. Jamie could have really done with keeping the hand and nod up here. And he doesn't want to be taking his fight too soon. The numbers. The production for Jamie's just a bit too slow. He's not been able to spend up his MCV cell. And he's not been building infantry for a long time. But 6 ref 1 strip, you're not going to sell it fast enough, you just need to spend. Could have an extra 50-60 minigunners here. I feel like Jamie could win this if he did a push on the strip. But it would need all those extra units right now, not in the next minute or two. Jamie does have the higher kill count, but AOD was the one that had to force damage on his opponent, so he was taking unnecessary losses to get that snipe on the MCV. He's now trying to dominate that middle position, so Jamie can't harvest it. Just a quick tip for anybody using minigunners in a fight: if you press G now, they would all run at the buggies. You don't have to singly click on one buggy and they all run to one buggy, because that just doesn't spread the damage properly. Again, just clicking on a buggy and they're all running into it. So when you have minigunners, just press G, so they'll just attack anything that's close by. It's a lot like an attack move from other RTS games. But just only do it on your infantry, don't do it on your vehicles. Your vehicles do need to target fire most of the time. Can use stop command in range, but minigunners have to be like 1 tile range, so... Turrets are distracted. Oh, did re-engage that turret on the buggies, but he's choosing to sell it up because he can't defend it. He does need some minigunners down there, but he's too busy building... sorry, he needs some flamers down there to kill the minis, but he's building minis to counter the buggies for now. No, don't crush on me. Hold your fingers, guys. Cross your fingers. I think it might have crashed. I'll give it a second. Sometimes this mod does this. And I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. I did have a crash. So we will continue from here if you don't mind. AOD is pushing in with those minigunners on the south. And again, pushing with those minis in the north. Like I was saying, the guard move is very good for minis versus vehicles because they will just chase them. So it gives you time to micro elsewhere rather than just letting them get chewed up. A lot like this. It's a shame Jamie can't spend his money because this would be a lot easier for him. Losing both refs now, they are gone. Mine out down here too, so it's gonna get very awkward for him right now. Doesn't look like he can come back, which is interesting. The AOD lost the MCV but still managed to produce properly. He did have the 2 hand and nods which helped him build minigunners faster. So it does look like that was the biggest issue with Jamie's play, is just not having enough production once that MCV had gone. You're gonna feel bad for him, he's got a lot of money that he just cannot use. And now he's gonna take game 3 to 2-1. Which so far has been a great series, it's back and forth. We like to see. Right. Right, let's see if this game trolls me anymore. Let's see if we can see the scoreboard.
Battle control.
Oh man,
terminated.
it loves me today. Thanks, Jim. Right, I'll see you in game 4, guys. Hello guys, this is game 4 between Jamie and AOD, and this map is Cliffhanger. This was made by AOD himself. Let's see if he's got some god tier builds. I think I mentioned before that this area is super important. When you attack your opponent, you want to cut through here. So if they've crawled up the top, you cut them off from both the bottom and the top at the same time. So just slam straight through the middle. Obviously this Tiberium is going to be an issue for infantry early game. Especially flamers. If they do path across this bit, they're most likely to die. Because they do take more damage from Tiberium than any other infantry unit. See Jamie going for a bit more grunts than he did last time he played GDI. Got a nod versus GDI, which is good. I feel like this close distance favours the GDI more. These small chokes also favour the GDI. You can stop nod dives just by clogging up the tiles with infantry. He's quite fast into his base, just the same as Jamie. There isn't no immediate crawl out. Jamie has got a good scout of the map. I heard he's getting there.
Construction complete.
Jamie opting for a free ref war factory. Kind of fallen out of meta. Probably the most optimal you can probably do, but it seems to have just dropped off a bit recently. Going for that Humvee. That Humvee is good for getting the scout. See if he uses that just to get the scout, and then he should go into tanks. Clearing up the scouts. We do see Buggy versus Humvee. Humvees will lose against Buggies in this type of situation, so it's nice to keep the infantry with them. Especially that tank. That tank could probably take on all 5 of those Buggies now. So, as GDI, when your first tank comes out like this, you want to just push straight into the nod. Make them back off. You will see these Buggies will back off in a minute. Can't take the tank. There's no point in losing them all. So now the nod has to get a bike. Otherwise this is going to do a little bit too much damage. There it is. See Jamie rapidly up to 6 ref. Doing very well here. Being careful not to overspend. As you can see, he's not built too many more infantry. He's just kept what he had from the beginning. And there is a few too many bikes now for these tanks. But AOD trading out those Buggies again. Feel like AOD's just overstepping the mark a bit here. Jamie's in good control of this fight. And it's only going to get worse as bikes reinforce like this. All it takes is 5 or 6 grens. Microing this bike, trying to mess with the AI of the tanks, which is very good. Jamie's noticed, but did lose a couple of shots. AOD being very aggressive with these Buggies, but he's just losing far too many to the point where he's losing his anti-infantry. This Flamer was lucky to get all those hits, but that has saved AOD for now. That second strip coming in clutch, building those Buggies extra quick. And now AOD's back to a sizable army. Jamie in a little bit of trouble because he is over-ecoing in my opinion. He's on 7 ref. He does need the second war factory soon. Because as you can see, the tank numbers are dwindling. Not much else going on the map. But this choke is your focal point for the whole game, pretty much. Like I said, you just want to drill straight through here with the GDI, and it will cut him off from both strips. AOD diving in with the bikes, but them buggies being in close distance with Grens ain't going to help. I feel like Jamie's happy to trade like this because his eco is far superior right now. Whether he knows that or not, I don't know, but so he has gone for a 7 ref 2 War Factory all-in, which he's going to hit like a truck. All he needs to do is just queue up like 10-15 Grens now for these tanks. Spend his money up. Obviously you want to leave quite a bit so your tanks do continue to build. Keeping his infantry nice and spread out, which is brilliant. This stops the bikes getting too close to the tanks. It's all about damage mitigation when pushing with a GDI army. You want the infantry in front of the tanks, you want the tanks in the back. You don't want them getting attacked like this. But it happens. They do path weirdly with all the infantry in the way. Jamie doing a very good job. Losing a few Grens, not too bad. It's all about keeping your tank numbers alive because they will escalate, and if the GDI doesn't have enough not have enough bikes like AOD, it's gonna just snowball in Jamie's favour, and it looks like it's about to happen. See, almost a critical amount of tanks right now. See how fast these bikes just flop. Eight tanks will just one-shot a bike if he just clicks on it. Same with this turret, it'll just get evaporated. He's going to go for that strip. He knows what's important, and he's going to go for it. Got it. He gets a hand and nod as well at the same time. So AOD losing 50% of his production buildings there in one attack, but Jamie losing over half of his tank force. Was it worth it? Probably not. He could have probably just kept taking the fight and just bullied him out of the game. He could still be in this centre part now, right now. He's not worried about money. Still got 7 harvesters, 3 of which are long distance mining. But plenty good for money right now. He's still worrying about these tanks, so he has got a lot of bikes. And there's the extra hand and nod for the flamers, which is smart. When you need bikes, you can't build buggies, so you're going to have to get flamers. You see those tanks just get absolutely obliterated by medium tanks. Some people might say tanks are overpowered, but they most certainly are in these amount of numbers. That's one of the redeeming factors for GDI is tank count. Turrets are a very good building. They cost 600. They sell for 300 and they give you 3 minigunners, so they only cost build time in essence. They do very well at defending, but it looks like Jamie's had enough. He's just going to get rid of the second strip. Already not had time to get another strip up. He's gone for the eco, which he didn't need. It looks like Jamie's going to take this to a 2-2, which is amazing. I love a good series. He's spending up all that money on flamers, spending what he can, but it's not going to be enough to get rid of tanks. I think if Jamie was worried about infantry, he could just swap to Humvees, it wouldn't be a problem. But Grenadiers do that job quite well. Jamie's going to pick off what buildings he can without getting in range of the turrets. Not sure what AOD hopes to do right now, but maybe they're chatting, having a laugh about GDI being overpowered. Or at least in certain people's hands they seem overpowered. An interesting position for a tank to be sat in. Jamie now just pinning AOD in, waiting for that GG. It's interesting to see people lose on their own maps, because there's a fable that making your own map makes you good at it, but it's completely the opposite. People still need to learn the map, learn how to build on it. Best part of building a map is not worrying about how it'd get played, but just make it fair enough to be played. That's a lot of minigunners. Minigunners are so good in high numbers, look at that. And there we go, AOD tapping out. Minigunners just aren't good enough for that many tanks. So seeing that 7 Ref 2 War Factory do a brilliant job. Jamie picked a good build order because just pushing through this middle will kill your opponent. Making sure he didn't get to the late game, which is up at the top. Right, is this game going to troll me anymore? Let's see if there's a scoreboard. There's a scoreboard, boys! Look at that, they mined pretty much the same amount. Jamie with a few more kills. And I feel like that map favours GDI with a push through the middle like that, so it doesn't surprise me with the outcome from that game. Jamie selling the MCV and going all in when it mattered the most as well, just as he was about to mine up. But that will take it for 2-2. Which is brilliant. So with 4 games down of a potential 7, get into game 5. Here we are, guys, game 5 between AOD and Jamie. It is on 4 pulls. We've seen this one a lot in the past. Made by Insia 3000. He has made quite a few maps. We did see the first map, Forgotten Gulch by Insia as well. On this map you do want to move your MCV 1 tile inward so you can fit your refinery next to it. Fortunately AOD didn't, and he's had to build this awkward south ref. Jamie opting to build that north ref first. Both nod again, so we are going to see a bit of a scramble in the middle most of the game. Flamer's coming out as well. Jamie might get a scout. Ooh, he has got close though. Fortunately it did path towards the hand and nod rather than round the trees. And a second awkward ref from AOD. He has noticed it's going the wrong way. He's surprised how many pros just let their harvesters idle on the map randomly. It is one of those important things you have to look after, no matter how annoying it is. And we do see free ref from both players. Wonder where they're going to put the strip. A lot of players put it forward against Nod. Not so good versus GDI, especially against medium tanks. They already managed to get the full scout on Jamie's base and put him in low power.
Building. Low power.
Both still crawling south to that nice juicy Tiberium in the bottom. Both with a mirrored build. It looks like AOD is going to get his fort ref in the exact same spot. There it is. Jamie now clearing up those scouts with the buggies. He's going to reach that south spot a lot faster than AOD. South mining is a big advantage on Tiberium Dawn. Looks like AOD is going to try and bully Jamie at the minute with the superior number of buggies. He's going to go for it. This is a good choice, but Jamie macroing very well there at the start. But he shouldn't really be taking this fight. He kind of needs to back off. Wait till AOD attacks the building, then take the engagement. Just so your buggies get a bit of extra damage first. Nice turret, but I feel like the person who turrets first in a nod v nod just gets too far behind in the build. But I feel like Jamie is already quite far ahead, to be fair. So maybe not as big as a loss as it would be normally. Jamie is 6 ref versus 5. AOD must have forgot to build something at some point, or he might be going for another. He has. He's gone for the 5 ref 2 strip. So he will probably get a ref underneath that strip now. That is a good position for that strip, and he has got the strip earlier, so we can bully Jamie with the extra production numbers. I feel like when you get your opponent to defend in a position like this, you might as well just do a full 180 and just go dive this shit up here. Just play with them. He's going for the straight up attack. Nice kills on the minigunners. It's free money, especially when they're not attacking you back. And he's going to keep building more of that hand nod. So Jamie now with a nice defense here. Does want to take that fight, take as many kills as he can. Getting pushed in the north as well. Feel like AOD's managed to catch up in the build order, as well as have that extra strip. Jamie's got his now. Perhaps a little bit too late. AOD. Oh no, I'd probably say Jamie's ahead on the unit count. AOD with more kills, but they have been mostly minigunners. It was unfortunate Jamie had just split that army because he would have been fine there. But now he's just lost like 40% of his army. And he's allowed AOD to get in the south as well. You see a rogue buggy up here doing what he can. Free ref on the bottom patch for AOD, which is smart. Ref patch is massive, you could probably get away with 4. But we only see 2 from Jamie so far. You could probably do getting rid of this turret and hand the nod to get the 3rd ref there. He will survive into the later game than AOD, because AOD will technically mine out faster, but it's defending until that point. You've got to defend to that point to where it becomes an advantage that you were mining slower. Makes a lot of sense. Basically how the TIB regrow works, if you don't overmine something, you can mine it forever. So, again, that's a longer game benefit. But you've just got to try and survive. He does have that comms now. It looks like he might be going for an obelisk. Possibly an obelisk push. Jamie was doing very well in this north, but now he's just trading off units. Probably going to go for an MCV dive now that he's seen that comms. Smart move, and I don't think AOD can do much about it. Oh, it's going to be close. Managed to get an extra power plant out in time, that's smart. A lot of Lords like to trade off the power plants once we've got rid of the MCV, so their opponents can barely build. Game just clearing up a nice big chunk of AOD's army there as well. You look at the kill count, it is quite far ahead. Whether that's minigunners or not, I'm not sure. But Jamie can get a couple of flamers here on here. He might even it up. Oh, toasty. AOD did get the snipe dive on Jamie's MCV as well. He will clear up these 2 turrets that were defending it and the defending units. AOD still on that superior ref count. I feel like that was a game-winning move for AOD. He did very well just to push a big part of his army in there like that. Perhaps Jamie could have traded off and got one of his strips, knowing that he'd killed an MCV. But they are very well defended, in nice positions. AOD's setting up a nice little concave here. He knows he doesn't need to like force the win in that position, but he is going to go for the dive on that harvester. important now because Jamie can't build his rest back. He'll probably build the harvester back, but it's not very common in the higher tier games because cutting away buggy production for harvester just isn't worth it. You'll end up dying because you just run out of units. A lot of AOD's buggies are getting weak now. It looks like Jamie's going to clear this up. AOD now pushing in the south. He does want to get the minigunners in there. Once that turret's dead, vehicles can come in and do a bit more damage. Again, both players don't really want to be losing power plants now that they don't have an MCV. If you do go low power, you're in a bit of trouble. It slows your production. AOD doing a very good job just trying to pick off these harvesters, trading out. Making sure Jamie doesn't have the money to keep up. I mean, it looks like AOD's kind of mined out, but he's still got a lot down here. He'll count relatively even again. Shame we haven't seen an obelisk yet, but I don't think he's had the time or money to fund that. Gonna be trading out his buggies for AODs. AOD going for like some minigun push in the south. Well, those flamers are going to do what they need to do and absolutely roast them live. By minigunners. So if we sit back and watch this now, AOD has the lesser buggy numbers, so Jamie does want to take this fight. He could go for the concave by bringing these around the back and the flank. Does look like Jamie's going to start struggling for money in comparison to AOD, because AOD's eco has been pretty much unscathed the whole game. Ooh, juicy flamer shots. Just what you want. Although you don't really want flamers getting farmed on the hand and nod as well, so. See how effective minigunners are at pushing into buggies. The buggies just don't have the DPS to get rid of the minigunners fast enough, so they're like a brick wall with minigunners coming at you. You just got to kind of mitigate the damage and micro as best you can. AOD now with a superior buggy count, he can just push in. It'll be interesting to see if he takes this chunk of flesh, just eat into Jamie there and finish him off. Oh, Jamie knows it's gone. That is going to go to AOD. So 3-2 to AOD. We've had 5 games now. It is a best of 7, so AOD's at match point. He does need to win one more to win. Look at the old scoreboard.
Battle control.
No, not for this one either. My bad. Sorry guys, it is just the way CNC is, and we have to deal with it. Let's get into game 6. Here we are again, guys, on another AOD map. This is Surf's Up 2v2, but the 1v1 version, so top left versus bottom right. AOD is in the south in the bottom right, and Jamie in the top left. Red. So, Jamie's nod. AOD is GDI. Okay, so I think this is the first time we've got AOD as GDI this time. So we'll see how Jamie fares against a GDI opponent. As nod. So the usual routine, both players going for their scouts. Have a look at each of the scouts' lanes. He has got the anti-scout in these chokes, which is great. Normally an infantry will come straight through this middle bit, so be careful.
Building.
Managed to get a minigun past them grenadiers. He hasn't really seen too much. You'll probably see this third ref or fourth ref that comes up here. He's now trying to push in. Jamie doing a very good job of cleaning up all the scouts. But neither player really seeing much of the opposite.
Building.
Are you going for the 4F? It'll be interesting to see how people crawl to this south side. I generally just go power plant, barracks, ref, power, barracks, then like 3 silos. Then you can get the ref there. Jamie on the 3 ref strip. AOD going for a more eco heavy build. Be interesting to see if he just builds a barracks and then a refinery or something. Doubt he'd be getting a war factory right now. I'm not too sure. If he wanted to get a war factory, he might as well just kept it in his base, I think. Jamie now opting for that Apache that he gets now that he knows he's against AOD's GDI. So these Apaches will just pick off grenadiers over time. Not much a GDI can do about them without overcommitting. The best thing he can do is get grenadiers set on the helipad, which is a bit of a task, because that means getting around the map without getting shot by flamers. Oh, he did go War Factory. It's an interesting placement. It can't be sniped from the high ground at least, so this is the only entrance. Unless it comes through here as well. Jamie's going to see that straight away. So, he knows AOD is 5 ref War Factory. But AOD doesn't know too much about Jamie. Jamie going for that little push on the south, but there isn't much here. That tank will deal with those buggies. A bit of bike scouting, bike harass. Jamie there, that's good. Chip away at the harvesters, it's very good. Doing this with 2 or 3 bikes and just keeping them occupied is amazing. So AOD's up to that nice 6 ref count, same as Jamie. I feel like this is oversaturated. Unfortunately, you do have to get over to this one for a free ref. Definitely a free ref patch is absolutely massive. The same for AOD though, 3 refs on this patch is a bit excessive. But they probably will mine it out at the same time, so neither are in a disadvantage now. AOD being quite passive for an GDI, you do want to be up in the face with grenadiers, just trying to pick off buildings. They do kill them very fast, so it's worth the risk. I feel like he's just playing defensive, trying to get that out of death ball armies to go across the map and kill Jamie. But you do need 8 to 10 tanks for it to be quite effective. Orcas, we're seeing Orcas from AOD. So now that he's seen what he's seen, which is this strip, looks like he's going to go for like a 4, probably a 4 Orca with 2 trips, or you can do like a 6 Orcas with 1 trip, I think. So 6 Orcas, 1 trip, he'll kill a strip. Or 4 Orcas with 2 trips will kill a strip. But you've just got to be careful with how the nod reacts. If they do go SAM sites, you can kill them with Orcas quite efficiently. Have to micro a bit. So, not much action going on. AOD being defensive, and Jamie not really wanting to fall for any baited defense. That is a swarm of bikes coming to do whatever the hell they want. Looks like he's going to go for the eco. He's not too bothered about the helipads. But that's definitely a dead harvester. So very well played there from Jamie to just get in there and take out Alistair. But AOD is going to throw a punch back and get rid of that strip. Jamie down to one strip again. As soon as those Orcas reload, they could get the second strip if he's seen it, and he hasn't. Maybe he should build a Humvee and go scout his opponent now that he's got a war factory. Jamie desperately trying to get some eco damage done. Also pin AOD into that corner. A lot of bikes from Jamie now. Them tanks are gone. Goodbye bye tanks. So he's managing to save them, get them back into this choke. You see those Orcas refueling now, ready for another fight. But AOD still doesn't have the vision, I don't think. He doesn't. Oh, but he has got that Humvee going. He's going to go for the scout with that Humvee. Smart, but you need to do it. You really need to do it. Whether it's going to survive or not, it's really important that Jamie shuts this down. I think he's more interested in trading off his bikes with tanks right now. AOD's eagerly waiting to use those Orcas. There it is, he's seen it. It won't surprise me if they lift off pretty soon. As soon as those bikes leave, there he goes. The bikes have left. The Orcas are going in. Thinks he's enough to kill a strip. If this gets sniped, he'll be upset. Ooh, and he's got it. And we do see another strip up from Jamie, so he has prepared properly for this. He's also crawling into the GDI. Slow that down a bit. So annoying. But yeah, Jamie's building into the GDI, which is very interesting indeed. GDI have the advantage in a close quarters combat like this. It takes balls, it really takes balls to crawl into someone like this. Especially a good GDI, it's not as if playing someone just random on ladder, it is a good GDI player. Still trying to get his eco, which is smart. Just want to wear him down over time. Can't build tanks and Orcas if you haven't got any money. I feel he's just overcommitting sometimes, but it's good to get the damage done on the harvesters. Nice to see him go after the Apache pad. That's one of the things that are going to cause him the most issues if this goes into a more stalemate situation. Jamie now back on the 2 strip. Let's see if AOD can see it. That's just out of vision. And that's just out of vision as well. So we will be a bit upset. But the MCV's in vision. I'm surprised he's not managed to use his Orcas again for now. Been an absolute bloodbath in the south of this part of the map. Jamie's still going for the turret crawl, which isn't too bad, but he will need some flamers out to counter these grenadiers. Orca's doing an amazing job of getting rid of turrets, so you do only need 3 to one-shot a turret. So he could potentially, if you've got another Orca, he could one-shot 2 turrets at the same time. Also taking little skirmish fights, trying to keep your opponent on that high APM. Try and keep up with it. Better to attack in 3 spots than 1. You do see him trying to get rid of that hand and nod. Once that's out of the way, you can go kill the silos. Jim wants to try and save these bikes because he is running low on army. Don't want to be just wasting them away to grenadiers, unfortunately. So AOD's pushing up the left. Jamie's trying to make a little fight down the right. You see the Orca's coming in for that MCV now. He has spotted it. He has noticed he can go for it. That's a lot of bikes. He needs to be careful. They can shoot up and they will kill your orcas. There we go. Free orca demonstration. Killing that turret perfectly well. Bikes versus tanks. It's got a nice number there. They can get rid of tanks relatively fast, but there's a lot of grenadiers in support. Also going for that harvester in the top middle. Hey, he's running out of money. He's just got no eco left. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 harvesters out of the 9 refineries. Got 4 harvesters left. So Jamie doing an absolute amazing job at harassing that eco. He's just unrelenting. He's going to lose another harvester. That's 1. He might get that one as well, so he's going to be down to 2 harvesters. There it is, 2 harvesters. AOD's down to early game eco. So he's not going to be building the markers back anytime soon, so Jamie don't have to worry about that. He just needs to get in there and finish it off, get the production buildings. Jamie playing incredibly well right now. Funny because it looked like it was going to go in AOD's favour, but after you've seen how many harvesters he's sniped, it's incredible. I could literally just stick this and kill the refinery. But he's not going to get the harvester again. Ugh, I feel sorry for AOD, it's so frustrating. He needs to put minigunners in guard mode, just in chokes. So whenever a unit passes through, they just take passive damage. It's wonderful whenever you play against a nod that will just path the units through chokes. You stick a couple of minigunners on there and that's their whole army taking 50% damage. I think Jamie knowing where to put these strips has saved him a lot of hassle. The Zalkas couldn't exactly do what AOD wanted them to do once the strips were in the crowd. Managed to scout this one, I'm not sure how, but he has managed to scout it. We do see that second last harvester disappearing. Or perhaps the last harvester. Damn. Jamie. Going absolutely haywire. I'm surprised that War Factory's still alive, to be fair. But I feel like AOD really trying to flex with those orcas. Doing a really good job, but Jamie just coming out on top with this one, I think. There it is. Oh, no, it's just selling for a little bit of money. Can't get a harvester back. Unless he decides to build a load of engineers now and take some of Jamie's refineries. With the flame tank tech switch as well. What a chad. There ain't no chance for AOD now. And they're going to tie it up 3-3. It's going to go to a game 7. And it will be a decider map as well. And I believe the decider map is split. No, elevation. Which is ladder map anyway. Everybody loves. Probably the most fair map in the pool. That will go 3-3. Just have a look at that eco, because I mean obviously Jamie's ahead, but it's because he was sniping so many harvesters. I think AOD had a big advantage at a small part of the game, but once Jamie got on top with all the harvesters, AOD just didn't really stand much chance after that. Did get more kills, but obviously Jamie was trading out units for harvesters. And it obviously resulted in a win, so it did work. Right, I'll see you in the decider match. Game 7. And there we are, Game 7 guys. This will be the last match of this series between Jamie and AOD Gaming. You have AOD in the blue and Jamie in the red again. Jamie is GDI. He's had good success with GDI against AOD today, so probably for the best. We know this is AOD. He loves this build. The power plant, ref, silo, barracks build. And it's going to be a GDI versus GDI for Game 7, and it's the first time they're going to meet GDI versus GDI in this whole series. So GDI versus GDI is a big just meta, really. You can do pretty much anything as long as you do it with timing. a bit of precision. You do need to scout your opponent more in GVG than you do in like Nod versus Nod or Nod versus GDI. You basically want to just be as greedy as possible, take as much map control as possible with Grenadiers, and don't die to a tech switch. So if your opponent goes 2 War Factory all in and you've gone like 7 ref infantry, they're just going to kill your MC3 and you're dead. You need to know what your opponent's doing and try and counter accordingly. So say you go 6 ref and they go War Factory, you can build Orcas, but you're on a time limit, and obviously your eco gets chewed up by Orcas, so you won't be able to get enough in time unless you do it a specific way. So we do see 3 ref War Factory from Jamie, which is pretty interesting for a GVG. As you can see, AOD's on 6 ref by the time that War Factory goes up. So AOD going absolutely nuts with the eco. The thing is, neither player has scouted each other's MCV or what their opponent's doing. I suppose Jamie has some kind of clue. He knows his AOD's crawled all the way up here, so he has at least 5 or 6 ref. But Jamie does know what AOD's doing, but AOD doesn't know what Jamie's doing. Jamie has the element of surprise. He's on that 4 ref tanks now. AOD's still on 6 ref, so it does look like he's going to build a War Factory. He'll probably put it up here. Oh, I think maybe he puts it here as well. Defended trees, which is a smart idea. Yeah, he has gone for that position. Unfortunately, when you put 2 critical buildings together like this, it is kind of sketchy. I particularly don't like it. Oh, as I say that, Jamie's going to put all 3 critical buildings right next to each other. Oh, he's gone 4 ref 2 War Factory. Now this is a build that catches a lot of people out. It's just too many tanks to deal with if you go greedy. And it looks like AOD has gone greedy. Looks like he's coming down for that 7th ref. And all of a sudden he's got tanks barreling down on him. And he's just seen them now. So he ideally needs to tank out this War Factory soon. He needs another barracks down, rocket men, just basically panic build. He has got nearly 10 grand. It looks like he hasn't been building tanks since he got that War Factory, so unfortunately, yeah, he can't do anything. That's going to be a whitewash from Jamie to take the series 4-3. What a series. Feel unfortunate for AOD there. That 2 War Factory all-ins pest. It is very annoying to deal with, but you do need to know it's coming to deal with it. Not much more to be said. Well played, Jamie. Absolutely smashed it. Update the score for the last time. That'll be 4-3 to Jamie. Well done to him. He will take 4 points and AOD will take 3, so not all is lost. AOD's took a good amount of points from this series. But I'll see you next time in Series 3. Goodbye. See you later.